Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CISSP Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the ISC Squared CISSP exam with focused explanations and practical context. In this episode, we are focusing on media storage and sanitization methods, core cybersecurity practices that ensure sensitive information stored on physical media is managed securely, disposed of properly, and protected throughout whether you are dealing with servers full of hard drives, shelves of tape backups, or even a handful of USB drives used in remote locations, your ability to implement secure storage and sanitization procedures directly impacts your organization's compliance, risk posture, and data protection strategy. Let's begin by understanding the importance of secure media storage. Digital storage media, whether hard drives, solid-state drives, USB sticks, optical discs, or backup tapes, are used to store data that may include everything from harmless logs to highly sensitive personal records. If this media is lost, stolen, or mishandled, the data it contains may be accessed by unauthorized individuals, resulting in data breaches, regulatory violations, or reputational harm. Secure media storage involves more than just locking devices in a drawer. It includes physical security measures like locked cabinets, access-controlled rooms, and environmental protections against temperature, humidity, or magnetic interference. It also includes logical security measures, such as encryption, access controls, and labeling, that help ensure only authorized personnel can interact with specific storage assets. Media labeling is especially useful for managing inventories, controlling access, and enforcing classification. Sensitive media should be labeled according to organizational data classification policies and stored separately from less critical information. Media storage policies should also cover backup media, archive media, and any mobile or removable devices that are often forgotten or inadequately protected. Failure to secure storage media can lead to accidental data exposure, lost business records or legal penalties. Physical theft or tampering, especially involving backup tapes or external hard drives, is a common root cause of breaches. Secure storage reduces these risks, supports incident response planning, and enhances your organization's ability to demonstrate compliance with legal and regulatory obligations. Now let us turn our attention to the types of media sanitization. Sanitization is the process of permanently removing data from media so that it cannot be recovered or reconstructed by any known methods. Effective sanitization is a critical final step in the data lifecycle and is necessary whenever media is reused, repurposed, sold, or decommissioned. There are three main types of media sanitization: clearing, purging, and physical destruction. Clearing is the most basic form of sanitization. It typically involves overwriting existing data with zeros, random patterns, or a combination of both. Clearing is considered sufficient for internal reuse within an organization, especially for less sensitive data. However, for media containing classified or highly sensitive information, clearing alone may not be adequate. Purging provides a stronger level of sanitization. This includes methods such as cryptographic erasure, where encryption keys used to protect the data are securely deleted, or degaussing, which applies a strong magnetic field to disrupt the magnetic patterns on a drive. Purging is considered appropriate when media will leave the organization or when a higher assurance of data removal is required. Physical destruction is the most definitive method. It includes shredding, crushing, incineration, or melting of storage devices. Once media is physically destroyed, it becomes impossible to recover any data. This method is most often used for end-of-life equipment, highly sensitive data, or when there is no longer a need to retain the hardware. Choosing the appropriate sanitization method depends on the sensitivity of the data, regulatory requirements, and organizational risk tolerance. High-safety environments often combine methods such as purging followed by destruction to provide multiple layers of assurance. Let us now look at how to implement effective sanitization procedures. Organizations must have clearly documented policies and procedures that specify how media sanitization is to be carried out. These documents should define which methods are acceptable, who is authorized to perform sanitization, and what documentation is required to verify completion. Procedures must align with both internal classification standards and external regulatory obligations, For example, financial institutions and healthcare providers may be required to follow specific disposal methods under frameworks like SOX or HIPAA. Similarly, government contractors handling classified data may be required to meet federal sanitization standards like those in NIST 888. Disposal logs must be maintained to create an audit trail. These logs should record the date, method, media type, responsible person, and verification steps for each sanitization event. In some cases, organizations may also require certificates of destruction from third-party disposal vendors. Training is key to consistency. All staff responsible for handling, storing, or disposing of media should be trained on proper sanitization techniques. This training should cover both technical methods and the procedural steps necessary to ensure that data is permanently destroyed. Refresher training should be conducted regularly and whenever procedures are updated. Audits play an important role in confirming that sanitization policies are being followed. Auditors should examine logs, conduct interviews, and verify that media is actually disposed of according to policy. Audits can also identify gaps, highlight areas for improvement, and help prepare the organization for regulatory inspections. For more cyber content and books, please visit cyberauthor.me. You'll find best-selling books, training tools, and resources tailored specifically for cybersecurity professionals. For additional podcasts, tools, and exam prep materials, visit baremetalcyber.com. Let us now discuss the security controls that support media handling more broadly. Media handling begins the moment a storage device is acquired, not just at the end of its life. From that first moment, physical and logical controls must be in place. Physical security controls include locked cabinets, badge access rooms, video surveillance, and environmental protections for sensitive media. These controls ensure that only authorized individuals can physically access media and that it is protected from natural hazards such as heat, humidity, or magnetic fields. Access control systems manage who can interact with the media. Permissions must be carefully assigned based on job role, and access should be reviewed periodically. Only individuals with a legitimate business need should be allowed to retrieve, transport, or interact with storage media. Encryption is a must for any media that contains sensitive data, especially portable or removable media. If a laptop or external drive is lost or stolen, encryption ensures that the data cannot be accessed by an unauthorized user. Chain of custody procedures are another essential practice. These procedures track the movement and handling of media from acquisition through disposal. Each handoff is logged, verified, and authorized. This documentation ensures accountability, supports incident response, and satisfies audit requirements. Incident response plans must include scenarios involving media loss or compromise. If a hard drive is found missing, the team should know how to investigate, contain the situation, notify stakeholders, and determine if sensitive data has been exposed. Now let's talk about continuous improvement in media handling and sanitization practices. Threats change, tools evolve, and regulations are constantly being updated. A media handling strategy that worked well last year may not be sufficient this year. Organizations must regularly review and update their media policies and procedures. Reviews should consider new storage technologies, updated threat intelligence, and changes to industry standards. If your organization transitions to a cloud-first environment, for example, some media sanitization procedures may become obsolete, while others need to be introduced. Incidents and audit findings should directly inform policy updates. If improper disposal is discovered during an audit, that information should trigger additional training, updates to the procedure checklist, or changes to vendor oversight. Cross-functional collaboration enhances policy quality. Security professionals understand the risks. IT teams understand the technology. Legal and compliance teams know the regulations. Working together ensures the policy reflects technical, operational, and legal considerations. Employee training must be ongoing. As media handling policies change, employees must be made aware of those updates. Refresher training, job aids, and internal communications all support compliance. Proactive updates to tools and vendors also contribute to improvement. For example, newer shredding machines may provide finer destruction standards, or third-party providers may offer better tracking and certification. Ultimately, a mature media security program supports confidentiality, protects compliance posture, and prevents sensitive data from falling into the wrong hands. Thank you for joining the CISSP Prepcast by Bare Metal Cyber. Visit baremetalcyber.com for additional episodes, comprehensive CISSP study materials, and tailored certification support. Deepen your understanding of media storage and sanitization methods, and we'll consistently support your journey toward CISSP certification success.